Hello, I'm glad you're here. I'm NatsMan, and I'm reading the Bible from the beginning to the end, from Genesis to Revelations. Please join me in this journey and make God's Word a part of your everyday life. This is video number 34, and today I'm going to be reading from the book of Leviticus, starting in chapter 1. But before we start, I want to do a short, brief preface description of the book of Leviticus so we'll know what we're getting into. Leviticus is the third book of the Bible. It picks up right where Exodus leaves off, with the Israelites camped out Mount Sinai after God has given them the 10 Commandments and instructions for building the tabernacle. While Genesis told the story of beginnings and Exodus described God's rescue and covenant with his people, Leviticus focuses on holiness and how God's people can live in a relationship with a holy God. The title Leviticus comes from the tribe of Levi, the priests who serve God in the tabernacle. However, the book isn't just for priests. It gives all of Israel instructions for worship, daily life, and your moral purity. The central theme is that God is holy and his people must be holy too, which is in Leviticus 19:2. The first section, chapters 1 through 7, lay out a detailed instruction for offerings and sacrifices. There are burnt offerings, grain offerings, peace offerings, sin offerings, guilt offerings, each with a specific purpose, whether for atonement or thanksgiving or fellowship with God. These sacrifices reminded Israel of the seriousness of sin and the need for forgiveness. Chapters 8 through 10 describe the consecration of Aaron and his sons as priests. The priests were set apart to serve God and mediate between him and the people. But there's also a sobering moment here. Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, offer strange fire not commanded by God and are struck dead, showing that God's holiness must be taken seriously. Chapters 11 through 15 focus on laws about ritual purity. These include clean and unclean foods, regulations about childbirth, skin diseases, bodily discharges. While some of these rules may seem strange today, they taught Israel that God's people were to be distinct from the nations around them and that purity mattered in approaching him. Chapter 16 is the centerpiece of the book, the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. Once a year, the high priest would enter the most holy place to sprinkle blood on the mercy seat for the sins of the entire nations. 2 goats were used, one sacrificed, the other sent into the wilderness as a scapegoat, symbolically carrying away the people's sin. This day foreshadowed Jesus' ultimate atonement for sin. Chapters 17 through 26 form what's sometimes called the Holiness Code. God repeats, "Be holy, for the Lord your God, I, the Lord your God, am holy." These chapters cover moral sins, sexual purity, honesty in business, care for the poor, and the importance of loving one's neighbor. They also include laws about festivals, Passover, Pentecost, the Feast of Booths, and the Sabbath year, and Jubilee year, which reminded Israel that their time, land, and wealth ultimately belongs to God. The final chapter, 27, deals with vows and dedications to the Lord, closing the book with a reminder that every part of life should be consecrated to him. In short, Leviticus shows that God is holy, sin is serious, and access to God requires atonement and purity. While the sacrifices and the priestly system pointed forward to Christ, the call to holiness stands still for God's people today, not as a legalistic burden, but as a reflection of his character in our lives. With that, we shall start in Leviticus 1. Leviticus 1. The Lord called to Moses and spoke to him from the tent of meeting, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and tell them, when any one of you offers an offering to the Lord, you shall offer your offering of the livestock from the herd and from the flock. If this offering is a burnt offering from the herd, he shall offer a male without defect. He shall offer it at the door of the tent of meeting, that he may be accepted before the Lord. He shall lay his hand on the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him to make atonement for him. He shall kill the bull before the Lord. Aaron's sons, the priests, shall present the blood and sprinkle the blood around on the altar that is at the door of the tent of meeting. He shall skin the burnt offering and cut it into pieces. The sons of Aaron, the priests, shall put fire on the altar and lay wood in order on the fire. And Aaron's sons, the priests, shall lay the pieces, the head and the fat, in order on the wood that is on the fire which is on the altar. But he shall wash its innards and its legs with water. The priest shall burn all of it on the altar for a burnt offering, an offering made by fire of a pleasant aroma to the Lord. If his offering is from the flock, from the sheep, or from goats, for a burnt offering, he shall offer a male without defect. He shall kill it on the north side of the altar before the Lord. Aaron's sons, the priest, shall sprinkle its blood around on the altar. He shall cut it into its pieces with its head and its fat. The priest shall lay them in order on the wood that is on the fire which is on the altar. But the innards and the legs he shall wash with water. The priest shall offer the whole and burn it on the altar. It is a burnt offering, an offering made by fire, of an aroma pleasant to the Lord. If his offering to the Lord is a burnt offering of birds, then he shall offer his offering from turtle doves or of young pigeons. The priest shall bring it to the altar and wring off its head and burn it on the altar, and its blood shall be drained out on the side of the altar. He shall be drained out on the side of the altar, and he shall take away its crop and its feathers, and cast it beside the altar on the east part in the place of the ashes. He shall tear it by its wings, but shall not divide it apart. The priest shall burn it on the altar, on the wood that is on the fire. It is a burnt offering, an offering made by fire, of a pleasant aroma to the Lord. That's Leviticus 1. Leviticus 2. When anyone offers an offering of a meal offering to the Lord, his offering shall be of fine flour. He shall pour oil on it and put frankincense on it. He shall bring it to Aaron's sons, the priests. He shall take his handful of its fine flour and of its oil with all its frankincense, and the priest shall burn its memorial on the altar, an offering made by fire of a pleasant aroma to the Lord. That which is left of the meal offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is the most holy part of the offerings for the Lord made by fire. When you offer an offering of a meal offering baked in the oven, it shall be unleavened cakes of fine flour mixed with oil, or unleavened wafers anointed with oil. If your offering is a meal offering made on a griddle, it shall be of unleavened fine flour mixed with oil. You shall cut it in pieces and pour oil on it. It is a meal offering. If your offering is a meal offering of the pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. You shall bring the meal offering that is made of these things to the Lord. It shall be presented to the priest, and he shall bring it to the altar. The priest shall take from the meal offering its memorial, and shall burn it on the altar, an offering made of fire, of a pleasant aroma to the Lord. That which is left of the meal offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is the most holy part of the offerings of the Lord made by fire. No meal offering which you shall offer to the Lord shall be made with yeast. For you shall burn no yeast nor any honey, as an offering made by fire to the Lord. As an offering of first fruits you shall offer them to the Lord, but they shall not rise up as a pleasant aroma on the altar. Every offering of your meal offering you shall season with salt. You shall not allow the salt of the covenant of your God to be lacking from your meal offering. With all your offerings you shall offer salt. If you offer a meal offering of first fruits to the Lord, you shall offer for the meal offering of your first fruits fresh heads of grain parched with fire and crushed. You shall put oil on it and lay frankincense on it. It is a meal offering. The priest shall burn as its memorial part of its crushed grain and part of its oil, along with all its frankincense. It is an offering made by fire to the Lord. That's Leviticus 2, Leviticus 3. In his offering as a sacrifice of peace offerings, if he offers it from the herd, whether male or female, he shall offer it without defect before the Lord. He shall lay his hand on the head of his offering and kill it at the door of the tent of meeting. Aaron's sons, the priests, shall sprinkle the blood around on the altar. He shall offer of the sacrifice of peace offerings an offering made by fire to the Lord. The fat that covers the innards, and all the fat that is on the innards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the loins, and the cover on the liver, with the kidneys, he shall take away. Aaron's sons shall burn it on the altar on the burnt offering, which is on the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering made by fire of a pleasant aroma to the Lord. If his offering for a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord is from the flock, either male or female, he shall offer it without defect. If he offers a lamb for his offering, then he shall offer it before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand on the head of his offering and kill it before the tent of meeting. Aaron's sons shall sprinkle its blood around on the altar. He shall offer from the sacrifice of peace offerings an offering made by fire to the Lord. Its fat, the entire tail fat, he shall take away close to the backbone, and the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the loins, and the cover on the liver with the kidneys, he shall take away. The priest shall burn it on the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire to the Lord. If his offering is a goat, then he shall offer it before the Lord. He shall lay his hand on its head and kill it before the tent of meeting, and the sons of Aaron shall sprinkle its blood around on the altar. He shall offer from it as his offering an offering made by fire to the Lord. The fat that covers the innards, and all the fat that is on the innards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the loins, and the cover on the liver with the kidneys, he shall take away. The priest shall burn them on the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire, for a pleasant aroma. All the fat is the Lord's. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations in all your dwellings, that you shall eat neither fat nor blood. That's Leviticus 3, and we will end this video right here. That was the book of Leviticus. It was a brief description of the book of Leviticus and chapters 1, 2, and 3 on video number 34. I'd like to thank you for joining me in this project, this endeavor to read the entire Bible. I hope you enjoy listening as much as I enjoy reading it. Please feel free to comment if you'd like in the comment section. Also, please subscribe and give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I hope you come back for the next video, and until then, thank you. I hope you have a blessed day. I'm NatsMan, and I am out.